This day couldn't come soon enough, as millions of people are waiting for actual transparency and answers about the Jeffrey Epstein saga, as the Attorney General just talked about how there's an active cover-up happening right now that we have some interesting dots to connect with, as a lot of people are sharing clips like this of people in Hollywood and Washington, D.C. right now.
People, let's move. Let's go, 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 go.
Yep, as the panic is real, but has the cover-up already worked here? As a couple moments ago, we got images and video clips like this showing a lot of alternative media influencers like DC Drano, Libs of TikTok, Mike Cernovich, LAX, and many others with the official first batch, phase one, of the Epstein files that in the making of this video have not been released, as a lot of people here feel teased. Okay, we get it. There's some marketing here, but there's also the larger severity of this situation, as now larger questions arise. What in the world is going on here? Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna just said that she has not received the document that her task force is tasked with releasing. Clearly, there isn't any kind of love between the two, and it looks like there is some larger discontent between the Attorney General's office and this larger disclosure task force, as now Pam Bondi has officially released a letter saying that the FBI is withholding Epstein documents from her. Yes, you heard that correctly. She is saying, by 8 a.m. tomorrow, February 26th, the FBI will deliver the full and complete Epstein files to my office. Why haven't they done that in the beginning? As this is the official letter to Kash Patel, the director of the FBI. As we told you, hey, there's a reason they postponed his appointment here, as there's a big conspiracy here unfolding that's about to be uncovered that could unravel the true big power structures all within Washington, D.C. Now, you kind of got to ask yourself, why didn't the Southern District of New York, why didn't the New York City FBI office comply and release these documents, as of course they were compelled to do so by executive order and decree? Well, it was James Comey's own daughter that was the lead prosecutor in the Ghislaine Maxwell case. If you look at the New York City Southern District Court of New York, there's a lot of high-level corruption. They're the ones that have facilitated the larger cover-up here, and this larger prosecution of Ghislaine Maxwell was largely prosecuting her for crimes that she allegedly procured to non-existent customers. How is that possible? How does that make sense here? And learning that there's a James Comey connection here makes a lot of people understand why there hasn't been any kind of larger participation here. As Mike Cernovich, one of the people who was just there at the White House, who has his hands on the first list of documents, just said, yes, I can confirm this. Attorney General Pam Bondi released what she had in her possession for the sake of transparency. So, again, our voices here mattered. I told you guys here, hey, speak up. Make sure you do it in a respectful way, but do it in a persistent way where we clearly stay on mission here. This is one of the most important things that we could achieve here, that we need to do here, that we need to get done before it's too late, as there's a lot of lives at stake here. There's a lot of victims here, and there's a criminal enterprise, a mafioso group of thugs out there that have no moral code, that were running previously a government-run extortion operation. These people aren't the best of people. These people are dangerous, and the more we wait, the more we don't release these documents, the more of these people are able to get their ducks in a row, the more they're able to destroy documents. We heard rumors of them destroying the documents, and there's a big possibility here that the Southern District of New York and the FBI New York City field office already destroyed these documents. There's a larger potential of that happening here, as Mike Cernovich says. Unfortunately, bad actors at the SDNY and the FBI New York City field office withheld documents. Automatically, criminal cover-up happening here. With this larger criminal cover-up, there should be some charges here automatically. I hope Kash Patel, who has promised to release the Epstein files day one, I hope he gets on this, because this is of key utmost importance, as we had Trump's lawyer recently on Piers Morgan announced that she absolutely expects criminal charges to come from all of this. And who will be charged here? Will it be the people who are covering this all up, or will it be the larger participants of this larger criminal child trafficking conspiracy that unfolded with your tax dollars? Again, I've been waiting for this story for so freaking long. We're so close, and we are still scratching at the surface here. We're still not getting the full picture, the full perspective here. There's flight logs. There's the ditching of Secret Service. There's the criminal prosecution cases of Maxwell, of Epstein. There is allegedly video footage of inside the jail cell of Mr. Epstein that the former Attorney General, Bill Barr, had, that he allegedly saw. As, of course, Trump's previous administration was working to undermine Trump. Trump's previous DOJ was going to Epstein saying, give us info, give us Donald Trump, and we will give you another sweetheart deal of a lifetime, just like they did in Florida. A lot of people are now sharing the old Florida cases all the way back in 2007, specifically regarding his sweetheart deal of a lifetime. And again, we've been on top of this case for so freaking long. Originally, when I saw these photos, I was like, hey, I should be there. But now looking at it, a lot of people are, heavily criticizing a larger kind of PR move. And of course, enough of the PR. We demand transparency here. We demand truth here. We don't want to be teased here. We don't want, just to use this as a whole social media kind of ish show. We want to make sure that we actually get some legitimate, consistent answers here. Before going to specifically let's just play this clip, because I think this is important to highlight the larger significance here and what is being covered up and the larger kind of implications of this all.
Jeffrey Epstein files, we're told, are to be imminently unleashed. And already we saw the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, say that the scale of what happened is far worse than anyone realized.
Yep, it's far worse than you could even potentially freaking imagine. But it looks like some people are already downplaying this list, this phrase one, before it gets released here. Before going on, I hate to do this, but I need to do this in order to survive. Sign up to lookunfiltered.com to continue our work here. We were one of the first people on Epstein's Island to, of course, crash it, to try to cover this story. We've been talking about this story and all the high-level people implicated it for such a long time. Support our work. It's very easy. It's very simple. 20 cents a day. Lookunfiltered.com. Click the link down in the description below. 20 cents a day really means the world to us and allows us to keep us going, as, of course, we have a lot of things that we want to do. There's a lot of other projects I want to do that I can't reveal, specifically surrounding this case, that your support is crucially important than ever. As we have to understand here, independent media was the one that actually made this a story. And if it wasn't for independent media, the cover-up would still go on. This extortion, child trafficking operation would still go on. And guess what? It probably still is going on right now. That's the larger kind of ramifications of all of this. As, of course, there's more than just one island here. The implications of this are very vast, are very big here. Let's continue on with this important conversation from Trump's lawyer.
Well over 200, maybe 250 victims, and that we're going to get information either later today or tomorrow from these files. What can you tell me about that?
I believe it will be today. I was just with, I saw Pam and Cash in the White House just before coming on your show. And I can tell you that I haven't been privy to it yet, but I know it is coming out. They will be taking portions of it. We have to be patient. And I said this last night at a dinner with some media. And I said, I think America needs to remember one thing. We are going to be promises made, promises kept. But when you're dealing with victims. And by the way, this is a perfect example of a case that was vetted, that went through trial, that had testimony, and was prosecuted the right way.
I would disagree. I think it definitely wasn't prosecuted the right way, every step of the way. Even Trump's former old head of Department of Transportation was involved in it, came out later, said Epstein was an intel asset. And he, of course, was publicly fired after it came out that he was the guy that gave Epstein the sweetheart deal of a lifetime that allowed Epstein to literally walk in and out of jail with a police escort, still be able to go into his own offices, and still be able to continue to hurt children with now the protection of Florida police officers. Okay? He was able to build his own wing of the prison that he allegedly just went back to sleep at night, and there's reports of him not even doing that. So when it comes to the first case, absolutely huge misjustice. The first case where he, of course, was allegedly trying to take his life the first time, that never really happened. Then the second time he actually allegedly did it. That story, again, not prosecuted as well. The guards that were a part of this larger kind of conspiracy cover-up given a slap on the wrist, even though they were facing some very serious charges when it came to destroying and admitting and lying under oath. Now, Ghislaine Maxwell case, Okay, she went down, but she went down for procuring a service to absolutely no one. No, sorry, I disagree here with Trump's lawyer. That case was not prosecuted in a good way. We need more transparency, and there's a lot of judges that have sealed the documents, haven't released them. All the documents need to be released ASAP. If you agree, share this video, get this out there, and get the talking points out there, because it's important than ever that we engage in this conversation civilly, respectfully, but persistently more than ever. As clearly there's a cover-up operation happening right now. Clearly, I would want to see the Attorney General work with Congresswoman Paulina. I want to see a larger cooperation. I want to see what's going on here. I have now called for specifically Donald Trump, Elon Musk, cancel the trip to Fort Knox. Go to those FBI offices in New York City and find out who didn't comply with this larger disclosure? Who didn't release these larger documents? Why are we still waiting here? Why are there multiple? Why is there an obstruction effort here to cover up the crime of the decade here? Again, I'm still chopping at the bits. I'm probably going to be going live as soon as these documents are going to be released, so we could go through them one by one, all of us together reading them. And this is, again, the story of the decade. We need it out. There are people trying to cover it up. There are people trying to lie about it, because the severity of this situation is vast. It is big. It is something that, as Pam Bondi said, it's pretty sick. It's overwhelmingly sick. Now, these disclosures happening right before the Academy Awards this weekend highlights how there's going to be a lot of powerful people implicated here. I think Larry Summers is going to be implicated here. I think Kevin Spacey is going to be implicated here. I think Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Bill Gates, Alan Dershowitz, Stephen Hawking, obviously. Eid Barak, the former prime minister of Israel, I think is going to be involved. And I think there's going to be a lot of other names. I think there's a reason people like Ellen DeGeneres are fleeing the country. Again, we don't know. We're left to speculate here. When the documents drop, expect us to go live. And this is an ongoing crazy case here, but I think we know why we're not getting some of these larger documents here, as the system has a way of protecting itself, and hopefully they won't be able to pull this one under from us. And your public voice matters more than ever. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more, all exclusively here on youtube.com/wearechange.